Hello everyone and welcome back to Red Baron's YT. Today we'll be covering all four of the exams for Il2 Korea's F84E Thunderjet. This first mission, I will kind of talk you through sort of how to get through it. It's relatively straightforward, but there's a time crunch. It's about 9 minutes. And I've done this a few times already before this. This was the mission that I passed on. You pretty much have enough time to get to all the points and then get on the ground. Because if you miss your first landing attempt, you'll be basically out of time. So you have to kind of stick the landing on the first go. And I mean, this is only like my fourth or fifth time actually flying the F-84 because I've been kind of tinkering around with the LA-11, Yak-9P, and the IL-10 quite a bit, which I honestly think I will be probably maining those three aircraft predominantly. But as you see, you take off and you zoom onto the first point here, and pretty much as soon as your gear goes up, mission starts. So shortly after takeoff, so it's kind of go and hit all these points, and you should not go around this hill. I just go over it. I know some people, it kind of follows the river, the pathway, so you don't really want to do that. You want to kind of, go straight to the point as soon as it spawns in. But I guess this is just kind of getting you used to flying a path, similar to what you would be doing in a career mode, which I think is kind of what this is geared towards, because the last mission is kind of a career style mission, where you fly to an area, do your objective, and then fly home. So it's good old Il2 Korea, or Great Battles style career mission, which I will be covering in depth as soon as we get our hands on that, which I'm kind of bummed we didn't. Kind of defeats the whole, I guess, my purpose for Il2 Korea right now. But I will be doing, I'll probably end up uploading a video for all of the aircraft that are flyable right now of their exams, so you can stay tuned for that. Also, right now, if you haven't subscribed yet, it would help the channel out immensely if you did, and also leave a like so the algorithm knows what to push. The last two Il2 Korea videos I did got a lot more support than I thought they would. The comment sections were lively. I've gone up almost 10 subscribers in the last like 2 days since I've started this, so thank you all to everyone who has done that. Helps immensely. But yeah, you can kind of see my speed down there. I try to keep it above the 550 mark for this entire run, because it's a bit of a distance, and I'm just checking the map there to make sure I know kind of which way to turn. Sorry, my cat is having something to say right now. So yeah, it helps to look at the map, as I was saying, to be able to know where to turn. Give me a second. But yes, so yeah, as I was saying, just use the map, know where to turn, kind of as you need to be able to change heading. Kind of helps save time. Got about 5 minutes 16 seconds left, and I will be turning slightly off to the right there, flip it on its wingtip and pull it to center. The F84, in my opinion, is probably my favorite jet in the game so far. The F86, I mean, it's okay, but I don't know, I've always liked the look of the F84, personally. And the MiG-15, just, I'm not a big fan of the heavy cannons. Like, yeah, they're great when they hit, but I'm very untrigger disciplined, I guess you could say. Like, me in IL2 Great Battles, for instance, I fly predominantly German BF-109s, and also the FW-190A series, strictly because of the amount of cannon ammo they get. But I mean, the damage in that game's a lot different than this one, where you can end up pumping, you know, hundreds of rounds of machine gun into a target, and he may or may not have the decency to go crash. Where obviously in Il2 Korea, I mean, you've probably seen it all over the YouTube, damage is potent, and it can quickly end your flight, so you really don't want to get hit, and if you're able to get hits on target, you're more than likely able to kill. And I'm also really interested in seeing what comes in the next DLC. I am, well, obviously, the Founders Edition and all that, and also the pre-order. So I do get access to the next DLC for free because I paid the extra for the Founders Edition. But I really do hope they add the F4U Corsair, Carrier Ops, and things like that, because that would be very fun to do. I'm unsure of why I dove there. I think to probably pick up speed. But yeah, pretty much around this point is where you want to start losing altitude. That was probably why I dove, and start like bleeding speed, because you, as I was saying in the beginning, you really want to hit the landing on the first go, because you're not going to have time otherwise. As you can see, 2 minutes 27 seconds to get down. I pull a lot harder around this turn to really bleed off speed. You pretty much want to be about 165-ish for speed. Any faster than that, you risk going off the end of the runway, and if you are not on the runway, I've noticed the wheels like to pop really quickly, so it kind of prohibits your movement to get back onto the runway, and to actually complete the mission, you have to be on the runway. You can't just be on the ground by the runway. That was actually my first 2 attempts, because I was still trying to figure out how to fly this. I've only flown it like in skirmish mode in the mission creator, so it's all just been air combat and testing out, you know, bomb drops and rockets and all of that. But this was quite literally like, you know, my 4th or so-ish landing, which, I mean, went fairly well. I'm a little bit off center line. I'm really hugging this side of the runway, and also the brakes, and this thing really likes to drift, I've noticed, on the runway. I don't know if that's just me. If it is me, put your comments down below, tell me what I can change. I am now off the runway, trying to pull it back onto the runway, and also getting it slowed down. I've got 40 seconds left too, so I mean, like, it's a close cut. This is honestly by far, which it's kind of put as the first exam mission, is probably going to be the most difficult for probably, you know, newer players who don't have the landing understanding and all that. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the second which is a ground strike mission. Just a basic ground strike. So essentially, your target is 20 miles off your nose. You have 10 minutes to go kill 4 targets, and I do an absolutely abysmal job at it because I didn't really want to move on past the route flying exam before this, so I was gonna do it, but then I was like, I'm not gonna play with it until I get to that point, because I did kind of want to naturally progress through it. I was like, if I don't pass the route, I'm not moving on to anything else until I get the first one done. But it's about 12 miles or kilometers. I don't even know what I have my settings set at for this. I should probably go see what my mission stuff is. And there's me selecting the bombs and all that, because you have to have the fuses set, because if they're disarmed, obviously your bombs ain't going off when they hit the ground. 2, you have to select if you're going to drop all of them or one at a time, and then you also have to select like rockets as well when you want to use those, which does save a keybind because you can use one or the same button on your HOTAS for the same function of firing or dropping munitions. And this is my first run. I almost G-locked there. Knock out one of my targets. Still have one bomb left. Basically yank this thing around. Line up the second one. I've also noticed this aircraft has a bit of drift to it. Here goes the second bomb. And I believe these are 500 pounders. I believe it's carrying 2 500 pounders and some rockets. And I don't think my rockets hit really anything, because I end up, I think, finishing off the last 2 with machine guns after this these couple runs with the rockets. And you can see like how it sort of drifts. I've got full left rudder in at that instant, like, and the nose wasn't moving over at all. So keep that in mind. The aiming is just a slight bit of a challenge. I don't know if that's just it being in early access and they're still trying to figure out kind of how to make things fly, but like I'm shooting way off center with full right stick and right rudder in that pass to try to swing the nose to the right. And again, it was just kind of locked in its heading and wasn't really reacting at all. And then I come around. I try using the gyro gun sight, but that was not working very well for the rockets. And as you can see, all my rockets are now gone. So this is where I decided I'm just going to try to do gun passes. Also, I've noticed that the AI, which I'll get into later in the final mission, it's just a little wonky to deal with, and sometimes doesn't do what you want them to. I was accidentally holding the bomb release button there. So that's why nothing happened. I was a little preoccupied with lining it up and not hitting the ground that I was hitting the wrong thumb switch. Almost blackout on this turn. And I'm doing this again in VR. This is kind of the exams in VR edition, not just the exams. Because I figured, like, gonna style it towards more of a VR IL2 Korea channel where you can see sort of how I fly, what I'm looking at and seeing, as compared to just a 2D monitor, which some people have been saying that the, VR has not been working very well, but I haven't run into any of the issues. The other night I ran into an error on my screen that was like saying that my VRAM was all used up or something. Didn't run into that today. Don't know what was causing that. The 5070 Ti, I mean, I can run Star Citizen in VR at top graphics and have no issues whatsoever. I mean, minus my room getting hotter than Satan's furnace, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, small room, VR, and a computer that puts off heat, and there's the mission complete with the machine guns. But yeah, I mean, the VR has been working just fine for me. I've been enjoying it. I think it looks good. Could it be even better? I mean, if they make it better, then sure. But yeah, this is the start of the third exam. So I've passed ground, I've passed route flying, and this is air combat. And this is just kind of a bit of a joke, in my opinion. Like, I don't know what this mission really serves, because, I mean, this part of the video is like 45 seconds long, maybe. I put holes into them in the first pass. I go vertical because Thunderjet excels in the vertical, and its energy retention. It's essentially a jet-powered P-47 Thunderbolt. That's essentially what I would liken it to. And he bailed out, and that was that. So, I mean, I don't know if IL2 and 1C are gonna change this mission to be a little more interesting, but it was very underwhelming in terms of... I know it's supposed to be sort of easy, but, I mean, come on, that was a little ridiculous. But this is the major mission at the end, the essential... it's essentially a career mode mission where you lead a squadron or flight, excuse me, of 8 Thunderjets, and it is yeah, the AI does not like to follow directions very well. I found out, because you're supposed to kill 25 ground targets between all of you, and the first mission I didn't quite make it there. I think I had like 18 kills of the 25 just by myself, and so I went, because the F84s were just orbiting around the area, not doing anything, and so I told them, with the tab menu to attack ground targets, I tried to select specific ground targets, the like AAA, buildings, tanks or armor or whatever, trucks, and they just kept going around in circles. And so that was when I restarted and took some slight adjustments to my loadout, and I managed to get it to pass. They dropped a few bombs on the thing, and we made the 25 target quota and were able to get out. So I do like this 86th Fighter Group skin. As soon as we're able to get skin templates, I will be editing this skin, and I will also be making my own personal skin that is not based off of anything in game really. It's just my own personal taste. I do a lot of IL-2 skins for Great Battles. I've done Mustangs, Spitfires, World War I aircraft, plenty of World War I aircraft, Albatrosses, all of those, Fokker triplanes. I've done quite a bit of it, and I assume they're going to probably have the same DDS file, GIMP, workable skin templates. So as soon as I do that, I will be making skins for most of my aircraft. And this is the quick travel mechanic. You can have 3 different options. You can either just ignore it, you can go to the next waypoint, or you can go 20 miles out from the target area. Which this mission, this is the second mission. I think the first one, you have 4 250-pound bombs and 2 500s or 1000s, something like that. But this one I decided to take 24 unguided rockets and 2 1,000-pound bombs. And I also ditched the wingtip fuel tanks. So I wonder how they're going to do that in terms of skinning the fuel tanks. If they'll just be part of the template, and then if they're on, whatever design you put on them is there, and if you don't have them on, just poof, gone into the wind. Like, so that'll be interesting. I will make videos too, once we get skin templates, on how to make your own personal thing. And also, down below in the description, I'll be putting the link to the Discord server for Il2 Korea, and by that, other sim games that people want to play together or do together, whatever. But this was first run. I believe I only dropped 1,000. No, I didn't drop anything because, again, I was off center there. The flak looks really good in game, so they've definitely stepped it up in terms of AA fire and the flak, because like in Il2 Great Battles, it's not as pronounced as it is here. Like, these are actual flak bursts, where in Il2 Great Battles, it's kind of like they are there, but they're a lot, like, they're not as crisp, I guess you could say. The new visual just makes them look a lot better. And also they're a lot closer to your aircraft in this game. So, but here I am all lined up on this big group of targets, and I believe I dropped both or just one. Is that just one? Yeah, it's just one 1,000-pounder, and that's the amount of kills I got just with that. You can see flak going off around the canopy. I have 8, 2 and 2 for the kills. And so I'll be turning around here to go drop the other one. Also, the mirror quality in this game is second to none. Five miles out, starting a shallow dive in. I have a feeling that depending on how concentrated AA is in the career, that high speed, high angle bombing runs with this are probably going to be necessary. There go the rockets. And I'm gonna pull out. It's essentially boom and zoom from the ground. I mean, that's how this thing fights. Like, if you're in a dogfight, you're gonna want to boom and zoom. And if you're hitting ground targets, especially with concentrated AA, it's gonna be get in, get out. Otherwise you will get shot down. But I've always liked the ground attack role. Just like, I like an aircraft that's capable of holding its own in a dogfight, and the visuals of those bombs going off, or whatever that was. I think it's a bug with the AI bombs, because they did go in and drop, but there's like artifacts left, and I'm pretty sure that's probably on the 2D monitor as well, so I'm pretty sure that's a game thing that needs to get changed. And there's like, I don't know what that is, but I think that was a tank or a truck that went flying through the air. I just fired off some rockets, and now we're quick traveled back to the airfield. And part of me likes this, but part of me also doesn't. I mean, yes, it cuts down a lot of your travel time, where it's like, you know, you just stick it on auto level or whatever, and the plane just goes to where you want it to go. But also, it's like, it's a flight sim, so it's like you should be also enjoying and embracing kind of the lull for the realism, but everyone has their own opinion. And this landing is shaky, to say the least. The approach looked better, but once I get down, the nose wheel, I think, was not locked, because it was all over the place. And also, this runway is bumpy. Like, probably saw on the takeoff that it is a very uneven runway, and there's me using differential braking, and the nose is swinging all over the place. And I haven't really flown many jets in IL-2. Like, I've flown the 262 a handful of times, but I've never really... It hasn't really been a main focus ever. Like, I haven't really sat down and just been like, we're gonna fly the 262 for so-and-so hours. Like, no, it's just kind of like, oh, I want to go in and blow some B-26s up or something. And mission complete. So that is all 4 of the exams done. Kind of a little overview of my experience doing it. Also, just some tips as well, and some minor things. Also, I really do like the fact that you can get out. I think I mentioned this in the first IL-2 Korea video, that you can get out and walk around, and you can get back in your airplane. So I did notice that. So those of us who want to do cinematic, like sprint to your aircraft scrambles, and kind of stage the before mission, or like before the takeoff, in career mode, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to. So, and you can lay down, which is really neat. But yeah, it'll be fun to see come August 4th, I believe, when live release goes live and the first iteration of IL-2 Korea is fully here. But there are some minor bugs and things and visual stuff they have to smooth out. VR, I guess, for some people needs to get smoothed out. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe. All of my exams are passed, and I will see you in the next video. Red's out.